Okay, first thing you might want to do is go ahead and unscrew the drain plug down there. Have you a nice big pan under there to catch all your coolant, like a turkey roaster pan, for example. And once you get done with draining the coolant out, then go on to start taking off your larger hoses. Got your one right here, and sometimes these older vehicles, I don't know if the newer vehicles have it or not, but they have these spring-loaded clamps like this. They're a real pain, and messing with them, you might hit your plastic right here and possibly knock a hole in your plastic. So this one was actually up like this, so I literally had to unscrew the oil line right here before I could actually undo this hose clamp. And don't really like those style hose clamps. And so I'll get you a parts store and get you the screw-on type clamps, which are much easier to deal with, especially if you're trying to do go to the parts store and replace them, your upper hose or lower hose. If you have those threaded clamps like that, it's so much easier. And because these right here, if you can get some good pliers, you'll be fighting those for who knows how long. So, okay, so we have oil cooler lines, which go from here down to the oil filter adapter. And sometimes even the seals down there, the oil filter adapter, start leaking too, so that's something else you gotta watch out for. But the lines go down there, go underneath. There's the other oil line to help cool the engine oil, which probably really don't need that on a smaller truck or anything that you're not actually towing. But that's what they put on here. So, and these are 20mm for these. But when it comes to these pipe nuts right here, it's not really good to use an open-end wrench. But unfortunately, I didn't have a flare nut wrench that was 20mm. But what I'm referring to is this right here is a flare nut wrench. As you can see, it goes most of the way around the nut, which gives you a lot more grip, less chance of rounding off and having a much more horrible time. And I actually got a whole set of these, metric and standard, and it cost, I think they were both sets was under $25, but they typically have a 9/16 on that end, you get a 1/2 inch on that end, so you get 2 sizes for each wrench. So it's definitely a good investment to have those if you're ever dealing with these pipe nuts. Let's see, now over here, of course you got the radiator cap, you got to push and turn. You got your reserve line right here, which I got under there. Got your thread hose clamp, just got to unscrew that. Let's see, we have our transmissions lines right here, and those are typically 1/2 inch, and that's why I had that 1/2 inch flare nut wrench to undo those. Down here, let's see if I can get some more light in here. We have the larger radiator hose, which I have disconnected right now. I've already done that. Then under that, we have the other transmission line, which is kind of rusty, and had a little bit of trouble getting it off. It unscrewed from the radiator just fine, but the actual pipe and nut were like rusted together. And let's see where I got that. Oh yeah, I got it down here, just in the right place. So WD Specialist Penetrate. That's what I was using to help break up that rust and get that nut off, which and the thing is, because of the way it was doing it, was the nut and the pipe were pretty much holding together, so I literally just had to hold the pipe and undo the nut with a little bit extra force than what I had to do with the top one right here, which is not rusted. Speaking of doing this hose right here, I changed out to one of these style clamps too. Make it a little bit easier because it had one of those, the other style clamp. And here comes that truck again. And trying to get that off right there at the larger lower pipe, not pipe, hose. Take a good chance of possibly stabbing or breaking the plastic. And then of course you got your hole in the radiator, because most of these side tanks are plastic. So yeah, you got the radiator. But actually I had an unusual problem because started noticing that there's transmission fluid was low, and there's no leaks underneath, so ended up the transmission coolant, whatever you call it in here, was actually letting transmission fluid into the antifreeze, so that's why I'm having to do this right now. But yeah, so we can get those off here. Up here on top, there is 3 10mm bolts, and on each side here, there is, I already took that bolt out. But there's 2 bolts in each side, and in between each one of the shrouds, you have these right here. So watch out for those falling out. Other side too, it's 2 bolts, and all 7 of these bolts are actually 10mm. So get that one size. Speaking of sizes, on these clamps it's typically a 5/16. Now let's see, move this out of the way. Alright, get this fan shroud off. Now after we got the 7 bolts out, we have the AC hose over here, we have the coolant upper hose over here, and they're both kind of in the way of getting this fan shroud out. If you try to get it out without removing this upper hose, you might break it, crack it somehow. So the best thing to do is just get your upper radiator hose off, and then you can just slide it out like that, and that's a whole lot easier. Okay, so first let you know that you don't actually have to undo the belts or take the fan off right here to undo the radiator and stuff, but of course the fan does get into your way a little bit, fan clutch too. If you do actually start undoing those nuts holding the fan on, this pulley will actually cock sideways, because there's like a little small wheel that's actually right there that it sits on. So cause a belt tension will cause it to get all sideways. So now once you get all the hoses loose, get all your connections loose, After that, the radiator might feel like it's kind of stuck, but all it is, let's see if we can see it down here. There's like a little rubber boot down there that it sits in on both sides, kind of grips it, and that's what's actually kind of making it feel like it's kind of stuck in there. But you just gotta pull on just a little bit more, and it'll slide on out. And let's see what we got here. And just like this, I pull the radiator with one hand. So yeah, it's not really that hard of a job, but it's just a little bit on the time consuming side. And just gotta watch out for rusty nuts and pipes. And alright, it's time for that brand new radiator. Alright. I guess we'll just go ahead and start off here with the transmission lines right here. Alright, this one down here. Alright, now I'm going ahead and just attach this lower radiator hose that's right here. On there like that. Yeah, it gets this clamp lined up where you want to have it. That way you got easy access to your clamp. Check your, make sure your clamp is feel like it's aligned. Get a nice squeeze on there. Right, now we're going to hook up our overflow hose onto our overflow tank. Snug fit right there, man. Get your clamp right there aligned where you want to. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put the fan strap back on, because right here where the upper radiator hose comes in, it comes in quite an angle, and goes right over the shield. So it's easier to do this right here, right now. It's a whole lot easier to having to fight to get over the radiator hose. Make sure to get our little rubber lined up with our radiator right here. Nice and snug. Don't forget these little plastic, I don't know, dividers or tabs or what. Try to line those up. Line up the holes right here. Get these started right here. Alright. Get these center bolts started. Just like this. Alright, and now these bolts right here, same thing for the other side. Okay, get the little divider in there, get it lined up. Alright, and a good idea now to go and put your upper radiator hose on. Try to get that clamped to where you want it. It's nice and snug right there. Get our oil line started. We'll get our 20mm here. Lower one down here. I got a little bit of oil on my fingers right there. Alright, that was nice and tight. I'm going to get those bolts on the other side of the fan shroud. Alright, here we are at the finale. And I'm going to be using the spill-proof funnel kit, because it's a whole lot easier to use this spill-proof funnel kit than it is to actually try to put that fluid in here. With some other kind of funnel. Let's see, got that on there. Got this here for a little plunger. And now what you gotta fill her up. But I'm going to video filling it up because the reason to really do that. And now our very last step, just to put the radiator cap on. You never mess with a radiator cap before. You gotta push them down, turn them, you know, get a little groove on the bottom, and then all you gotta do is it's less than one turn, and then that's all it is, and you're done.